onto the fire they had thrown.
I've been looking for a lamp for this cabinet for probably a couple of months now, and I've just been really picky on what lamp I want to be here. I feel like lamps are one of those things that you come across like a million on Facebook Marketplace, but most of them are ugly or boring or the wrong size. So I've just been hunting for a while, but I think I finally found one today, and we're gonna go pick it up and see how it looks here. Okay, well, I set out for one lamp and came back, obviously, with two. It was almost kind of an estate sale situation where the woman's parents had just passed away, so she was selling a whole bunch of stuff in the house. So she had a couple of lamps lined up, and she was like, "Are you interested in any of these others?" And I was like, "You know what? Hell yeah." I got 2 for $40 instead of 1 for $30. This one on the right was the one that I originally went for. The one on the left, I was like, oh, she's pretty. I do have the lampshades over there too, but basically I'm just going to play around with them a little bit and see which one I like here. And then there's another space in my living room that I guess could use a lamp. I only have like 5 lamps in there already, so, you know, I could use a 6th, I'm sure. Okay, this is not bad. The scale is a little bigger than I thought, like the overall circumference and depth of the lampshade itself, and then it does bug me how this just comes up above the bottom of the picture frame, so if I do keep this here, I'm just going to raise that up. Even like an inch or two, I feel like would help. But I really want to see what the other one looks like here. I have a feeling this one might fit better with the scale of the living room. Oh yeah, I think I much prefer this one here. The scale looks a lot better, and then I can style some cute stuff over to the left there. It is missing a finial on the top, which is the thing that screws in to like keep it in place. This one is just honestly generally a mess. Like every part of it wobbles and is not really all that secure. But I think if I'll just try and find a finial somewhere, I'm sure I can thrift one. So this is where this one ended up, and then I switched the like rattan one that was over here and put it over on my like credenza sideboard piece under my TV. I am about to run out and get some light bulbs because, well, this one does have a light bulb in it. That is the worst tone of light I've ever seen. Whatever that like cool white is that makes you feel like you're in a hospital or a science lab of sorts. I can't handle it. So I'm going to go pick up some like warm light bulbs because I don't have any more here. I'm also picking up a new wireless microphone because I've been using this cheap one for a while. It just like is constantly staticky and it's driving me absolutely crazy. If it's bugging me, I'm assuming it's bugging you if you're watching it. Let's go run those errands quick. Hi, Mooney. It must be apparent what a Velcro cat she is because every time I feel like I sit down to film anything, she's like on top of me. She is so sweet, but she is Velcro cat. She is very affectionate and she needs a lot of love and attention. Yeah. That's right. Okay, got the light bulbs changed and it is feeling so super cozy in here. I'm very much an anti-overhead light person if you couldn't tell already. So with the addition of this one, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you count the lanterns separately, 6, 7, 8 lamps in the living room. I love it. And really liking the little one, the smaller one in the bedroom as well. And fingers crossed that this microphone is a little better than the last one. That static was honestly driving me absolutely crazy. I have a frozen pizza in the oven and I'm going to watch some Gilmore Girls. We're gonna be styling this bookshelf because I got it a couple of months ago, I believe. My first video was actually bringing this in and doing some of the initial styling, but I really only styled a couple shelves and then just never finished it. Ironically, I think because of how light glares off of the glass, you can't really see what's in there unless you're looking at it head on. So it hasn't really been noticeable for the most part, unless you open up the doors and then you're like, oh yeah, there's like not actually a lot of stuff in here. The pool of books that I'm going to be pulling from is over here. Now I like that this bookshelf can always look kind of cute no matter how disheveled it is, because it does end up being a random dumping ground for things like light bulbs and what else is in here? My Bluetooth speaker and random papers that I don't want to deal with or that I'm going to do in my junk journal. Random bills and car manufacturing warranty issues and things like that. Recalls and such. I need to take my car into the dealership soon for that. But yeah, basically I'm going to be pulling some books from here to go in that shelf and then just kind of zhuzhing this all up. I think the general thought process is that while I do actually read a lot of books, I'm also like a little performative in the ones that I want people to be able to see when they come over. Is that so wrong? We're all like that a little bit, right? So obviously this is the bookshelf that people will like see when they come over and kind of take a peek at to say, hey, what kind of books is this chick into? I will keep that in mind when I'm deciding which books to leave on this shelf versus which ones to disperse over there and right here. This is the least noticeable bookshelf in that you can only see it when you're coming into my apartment from the front door. You're in the hallway right now. And this is where my books that I'm ashamed of live. Fantasy series by problematic authors, etc. This shelf needs a good clean so bad. It is very dusty underneath here, so I think maybe first I'm just going to clear this all out, give it a good wipe down. Then I might like turn the books page side out for more of a nice cohesive look. This is kind of my overflow area though. I swear to God, somebody in my neighborhood is leaf blowing every day of the week. And there's something about the sound of a leaf blower that makes me... I can't stand that sound. And it's every day. It's every day. I'm gonna lose it. Nothing makes me Karen out like the sound of a leaf blower. Okay, and actually I think what I'm going to do here is make sure that all of the plants are as high on the shelf as possible. Mr. Shadow is obsessed with this bookshelf area and anything that is within paw's reach. So he's obsessed with stretching his little body up to this shelf and then pulling down literally whatever he can. That's why the new leaves on this plant are chewed off. Sometimes he even reaches up here depending on how tall and stretchy he's feeling that day. So he is a menace to society, and I think maybe I should just put all of the plants on the top shelf. Okay, and that's where we landed with this shelf. Honestly, if it weren't for Shadow, I would style it completely differently. He'll still try and go after this plant, for sure. Hopefully he can't reach it. The pile of books that is getting excommunicated to the blue shelf are mostly self-help books and some other randoms. The Rupi Kaur, I don't know how, the milk and honey books. Women with attention deficit disorder that I accidentally stole from my psychiatrist years ago. After she distinctly asked me not to steal it, I accidentally did. Elizabeth Gilbert, Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, similar, things in that vein. So that'll go in the blue bookshelf where it shan't be seen, really. Moon, oh my God. God forbid I stop paying attention to you for 2 seconds. So sorry, my lady. Hello. Hey, Mooney. Mooney's come to join us, as per usual. She has been so insanely needy in the last, week or so. It's kind of driving me crazy. She wants to be attached to me at all times. I was just doing dishes in the kitchen, and she had to sit, right behind my feet. And of course, I didn't know she was there, so I tripped over her. Truthfully, I have absolutely no idea how this vlog is going so far because I haven't actually posted one in such a long time. So I feel like I have weeks of footage up until this point, weeks of very random clips here and there. So that's for future me to find out when I'm editing, I guess. I went to a concert last night at Mississippi Studios. The band was No So, which I didn't really know, but my friend asked me to come and I love that venue. So I was like, hell yeah. So that was really good. I haven't been to a show in a while. And today I'm getting tattooed, which I'm so excited about. I think it's 12:30 right now. Originally, the appointment was supposed to start at 1, but she sent me a message this morning and asked if we could start at 2:30 instead. I've got some time to kill. I did most of my house chores yesterday, laundry, changing my sheets, vacuuming, going to the grocery store. So I'm kind of set for the boring things I have to do this weekend. I've been puzzling a lot, knitting a lot. So I finished a while ago the scarf that I was making for my friend's birthday. And now I quite honestly forgot that Moon can't leave this alone. I forgot that I had started this like months ago. You can't really tell, but it is the beginning of a tank top. So this is like the bottom of a tank top. It's from the brand Petite Knit, which does the patterns for the Sophie hood and scarf and all of that kind of stuff. Moon, no. I'm just going to keep chipping away at this because this is going to take me forever to finish. It's also the first project where I'm having to learn a new grip where my hand is like, if this makes sense, where my right hand is on top of the needle. I can't put my hand under it. If you knit, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm having to learn a new grip and it's real slow going and I'm not being very consistent with my stitches. I feel like some of them are really tight and some are really loose. So I have no idea how this is going to end up. But currently there's just like I'm just kind of knitting in the round for a really long time. So there's kind of no thinking involved, which I kind of like. I just have to keep going. It's a nice thing to do when I have like a show on in the background or something. I'm just going to chill out and I think either knit or read, but I think read until my appointment. And then the appointment will probably be into the evening. And then I'm pretty sure after that, I mean, tattoos always wipe me out and I will probably be there for a couple of hours. It's going to be a decent sized piece, so I know when I get home I'm just going to be totally wiped out. I'll probably make like a frozen pizza, watch some TV, and crash. Currently reading, I can't remember if I've done this update already. I finished The Haunting of Hill House, which was fine. It was totally fine. I kind of have no thoughts about it. I was expecting to maybe be a little spooked, and it wasn't really that spooky. And then I started The Dutch House, which I think I have maybe like 80 pages or so left. I would love to finish this today. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is Veterans Day today, which means that I have the day off of work, which feels very bizarre, especially given that it's a Tuesday. So I worked yesterday and now I have today off. Before the office job that I'm in now, or the desk job, you could call it, I used to be in retail for a really long time. So I'm still not used to having holidays off. Like I used to, in retail, I only had Thanksgiving and Christmas Day off for the whole year. And that was it. Like all other holidays, it's like, unless you already had your day off, like you would be working. I finished The Dutch House and really enjoyed it. I did feel like it was lacking a little deeper something, maybe. Like I really enjoyed it when I finished it. I was like, oh, that was a good story. Like it truly just felt like a good story and I was really engaged the whole time. I wouldn't say any of the characters were likable necessarily, but it was an interesting story. And now I've started Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar, which I read when I was in high school, maybe. Like, I definitely think that whenever I read it the first time, I was probably just trying to be Rory Gilmore, you know? But it's obviously like a classic, so I figured it was time to reread it as an adult. And I'm not feeling particularly depressed right now, so I think I can handle this. My tattoo is looking great. She is still very swollen and very painful. Did I say that word weird? Swollen? 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 That word sounds weird. I love her so much. The ditch was a little painful and getting towards the inside of the arm was a little painful, but honestly, it was not as bad. I was able to just kind of dissociate for most of it. So very happy with that. I used to do Sanoderm, Tegaderm, second skin stuff for years for a ton of my tattoos for healing them, and I loved it so much until all of a sudden my body developed an allergic reaction a couple of years ago. So I can't use that anymore. So we're just gonna heal it the old-fashioned way. Knitting update. I really figured out the kind of grip that I needed to be knitting this, and now I'm definitely in the groove and kind of obsessed and hyper fixated with this. So let me see if I can give you a better view. So I'll just keep chipping away at that. Kind of funny to be working on like a halter top in November, but yeah, I've never made like a piece of clothing like this before. I've only ever made like little scarves and things. So I think this will be fun to do. As far as what else is on the list today for my fabulous day off, besides the normal like reading, knitting, stuff like that, I think I want to go to IKEA, which is a bold move, and this is incredibly out of character for me. I've never decorated my apartment for Christmas. I've never done any seasonal decorations ever, which is kind of shocking. I'm having like a real big hankering for Christmas decorations this year. I don't know why. I just kind of want to get into the spirit, and I want to get a little artificial Christmas tree. I don't know where it's gonna fit and where I would put it. I feel confident that I could find somewhere. I don't really know where that's going to be, but I think my plan is just to go get it and then figure it out when I get home. But yeah, I think I'm going to go to IKEA and do that, and then maybe just a teeny bit of browsing, mostly just in the artificial plant section. Like, I might look at some of their fake flowers and see what they look like. I would love to have real flowers in my house more often, but I just can't with the cats. Like, Shadow just will immediately destroy them or knock the whole vase over, chew on them. Like, I just can't really. I do get real flowers every once in a while, but then I end up having to put them up somewhere high where I can't even enjoy them. I also really have been wanting to go to the record store for a while. I want an Ethel Cain record or two. I'm wearing my Ethel Cain shirt right now. And I do also want like Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker and Charlie Brown's Christmas record, which I've had on my list for years, and I just keep thinking that I'll thrift it at some point, which I'm sure if I was actually keeping a Hawkeyes, I can't speak this morning. I haven't had a sip of coffee. That's probably why. If I was really looking out for it all these years, I'm sure I would have found it by now, but I haven't. So I am considering buying it new from the record store, but buying new records is so expensive. I'm really uncomfortable filming in public besides little snippets and things, so we'll see if I'm able to bring you along at all. Otherwise, I'll just update you when I'm home for the day. Okay, I'm back home from my shenanigans, and I have been thinking of this moment for the past like hour and a half. That's so gross. I'm sure nobody wants to hear my slurping. Oh, it's so crispy. So apparently everyone and their mother had the same idea as me today to go to IKEA on Veterans Day. I'm currently feeling a little overstimulated, a little irritated, just because it was really busy out in the world and everybody else has the day off, I guess. Makes sense. First, I got some breakfast, which was pretty good, and then I went to IKEA. And I got a Christmas tree. Hooray! The thing that I went in there to get, I got, which is good. This is the 70-inch tall one, I think. There was like an 82-inch tall one that was like significantly wider, and it looked good in the showroom, but I was like, I don't think, it might just be just a tad too big. I don't know if I'm going to actually set this up right away. It's still the first third of November. I think today is, what is today? The 11th maybe? I know a lot of people set up their Christmas trees and decorations and stuff like immediately after Halloween. A lot of people wait until December 1st. I'm sure I'll do it sometime this month, but probably not today. And then I also got 2 things of lights. Oh, why is the picture on the back showing red lights? Hopefully they're not red. I don't know. I think they're battery operated. I might only need 1 string of lights, but I thought I'd pick up 2 just in case. You know, when in doubt, I'm sure I could find something else to put little twinkly lights up. Hopefully I don't need to return those. And then I got these little gold S hooks for ornaments. I don't think I said this already, but I actually have down in my basement storage unit a box of Christmas tree ornaments from my childhood. My grandparents, who passed away quite a few years ago, used to gift all of their grandkids, all of their granddaughters, ornaments every year for Christmas. So I have this collection of like kitschy, Hallmark, nostalgic ornaments from like 1994 onwards, and I'm so glad I kept those. And I was visiting my parents in May, and they sent me home with the box of them. So I'm actually going to be able to pull out all of my old, like I said, very kitschy, kind of cheesy Hallmark ornaments, so that'll be really fun. Also from IKEA, I did get some fake flowers, which I'm really hoping look cute somewhere. The vase is definitely a lot more modern than I would normally go for, but I think they look really good with the flowers that I picked out. So I tried to pick an assortment that looks not fake. I don't know. Obviously, they're fake flowers. It's so funny. I was thinking of my mom the whole time that I was like trying to pick out this assortment, because my mom has like impeccable taste, but she's super picky and she hates fake flowers and fake plants. And I could just hear her voice in my head going like, ugh, you're not going to really buy those, are you? Like, those are fake. They look fake. It's not going to fool anyone. So, love you, Mom. Let me show you. So obviously they still have their tags on and everything, and I will probably bend the stems down to the bottom a little bit on some of them so that it's not as tall. And I'm not sure where they'll go exactly, but I'm hoping that the overall appearance is pleasant and that nobody looks too closely. But it's mostly for me, right? And Moon. We'll see if they still chew on the fake ones. And that's that from IKEA. And then on my way home, I did stop at the record store. So I did get Charlie Brown, the Christmas record. Totally forgot to look in the classical music section, although now that I think about it, I don't know that they even have a classical music section. I was going to look for the Nutcracker, but I forgot. Maybe I'll look online and see if anybody's selling. I mean, classical records are super easy to find. Use like all of the classical records that I have, and I have quite a few, are from Goodwill. It's just hard when you're like looking for one specific one, but I might look online and see what I find. And then I also got not one, but both of Ethel Cain's records, Preacher's Daughter and what's his name? Willoughby Tucker. What is it called? Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. I'm a huge Ethel Cain fan. These are 2 of my favorite albums to listen to, period. I saw her in Portland over the summer, a couple months ago. And yeah, I've been wanting to get these for a really long time, and I decided to just finally bite the bullet and pay the money that records cost, which is kind of crazy, but I'll get a lot of use out of these, I'm sure. Pretty sure I'm home for the day now because, like I said, I got a little overstimulated, and I will probably just tidy up a little bit, knit some, maybe do some cooking. I really need to edit and post this video. I have, like I said, like weeks of footage accumulated at this point, and I haven't posted. Hey, Moon, if you've made it this far into however long this video is, thank you so much for watching. And I will probably be doing some Christmas decorating in my next one. Yeah, I'll save that for the next video. Okay. Bye.